This is not a generic spiritual message. This is a targeted communication. The video you are watching was sent to you by your future self. This is the signal they promised they would send when the time was right. The last portal of this era is opening. This is your personal invitation to step through. The feeling you have in your chest right now, that blend of skepticism and a deep, electric shiver of recognition, is not just an emotion. It is a signal. It's the first tangible proof that this message has found its mark. We are not speaking in metaphors alone. We are operating on the principles of retrocausality and quantum entanglement, the startling but scientifically plausible idea that the future can, has, and does influence the past. The great quantum physicist John Wheeler, a contemporary of Einstein, proposed a thought experiment called the delayed choice experiment. His work opened a door in our understanding of reality, suggesting that an observation made in the present could retroactively change what had happened in the past. It sounds impossible, but at the quantum level, the tidy, linear progression of time we experience is revealed to be a grand illusion. Time is not a river flowing in one direction. It is an ocean, with currents and tides that move in all directions at once. Your future self's success, their triumph, their peace, their fulfillment, is the cause. The pull you feel towards your destiny, that strange and persistent ache for a life you know you are meant to live, is the effect, rippling backward through the ocean of time to find you right here, right now. In the next hour, this understanding will move from a fascinating theory to a lived reality. You will be given the precise mechanics of this final portal, what it is, how it formed, and why it is non-repeatable. You will learn to recognize the 3 undeniable signs that your future self is actively trying to contact you, signs you have likely been experiencing for months or even years, but misinterpreting as chaos or coincidence. And most importantly, you will be given the exact protocol to accept this call, to consciously align with the signal, and to walk through the portal onto the timeline they have prepared for you. If you felt a shiver of recognition hearing those words, hit the like button now. It's a physical action that anchors your acknowledgement of this call. Let's be clear about what we mean by a portal. Discard the cinematic images of swirling energy vortexes. The reality is both more subtle and infinitely more powerful. A portal, in the language of quantum physics, is simply a profound and temporary alignment of probabilities. Imagine the celestial mechanics of a total solar eclipse. For a brief, magnificent moment, the sun, moon, and earth align in a perfect, straight line, creating an event that alters the very light of day. This cosmic alignment is rare, but it is predictable. It is a window of opportunity governed by the laws of physics. This final portal is an energetic alignment of that magnitude. It is the moment when your current timeline and the optimal timeline of your future self converge at their closest possible point. It is a window, the final window for this specific evolutionary leap, where the veil between what is and what can be becomes almost non-existent. And you have been feeling its approach. That's why the urgency has been growing inside you, hasn't it? That quiet hum of anxiety that has become the background noise of your life. That feeling that you are on the verge of something massive, something world-changing, coupled with the paralyzing terror that you might somehow miss it. This is the source of that deep, specific ache of purpose anxiety. Have you ever felt a profound calling stirring in your soul? A deep knowing that you are here for something significant, but when you look at your life, you see no logical path, no open door, no evidence that you're even in the right place. You feel the mission, but you cannot see the map. Have you ever thrown yourself into spiritual practices, meditations, visualizations, and affirmations with fierce discipline, only to see minor, inconsistent results? The exhaustion of doing the work, without seeing a significant shift in your reality, it creates a painful dissonance, a feeling that you are following all the rules to a game you can never seem to win, breeding a quiet, subtle hopelessness. Have you ever felt a strange, unexplainable grief for a life you feel you were supposed to be living? A homesickness for a version of yourself that you have only met in dreams? This isn't fantasy. It's not a failure to appreciate your current life. It is the tension building before the bowstring is released. It is the pressure building in the atmosphere just before the lightning strikes. That feeling is not your anxiety. It is your soul's finely tuned sensory system detecting the gravitational pull of your own magnificent future. It started as a whisper, didn't it? This communication from your future self began as the faintest signal. We call this the destiny echo. An echo is a reflection of a sound that arrives a short time after the original source. The destiny echo is a reflection of a powerful event, your ultimate success, traveling back in time to meet you now. At first, it's barely perceptible, a strange coincidence that makes you pause. An old song playing on the radio with the exact lyrics you needed to hear. A dream so vivid and real it leaves an emotional residue for days. You dismissed it, you rationalized it, but it kept happening. The echo feels like a shiver when you're presented with a choice, a sudden, deep gut feeling, a somatic knowing that screams yes or no, bypassing all logic. It's that moment of inexplicable clarity that cuts through the mental chatter. The echo grows louder as you move closer to your true path and fades when you wander off. It has been your guidance system, your North Star, even when you didn't know you were navigating by it. Finding this video at this exact moment in your life is not another coincidence. It means the echo has become a call. The faint reflected signal has resolved into a clear, direct, and urgent transmission. Your future self is no longer whispering. They are speaking directly to you now. By the end of this transmission, that call will become a conversation. You will have a direct line. The static of confusion and the noise of your past will fade away, and the signal will become pure, clear, and undeniable. This is the great promise of our time together. We are not here to build a new future from scratch. We are not here to wish, or hope, or struggle our way to a better life. We are here to execute a rendezvous that was planned by you, for you, from a point in time where your victory is already a historical fact. You will move from being someone who hopes for a better future to someone who is actively, consciously, and deliberately merging with an already existing, triumphant one. You are about to remember the path, not forge it. To understand how this portal works, you must first unlearn the greatest lie you have ever been told, the lie of time. We are taught to see time as a single, relentless river, flowing from a fixed past into an unknown future. We are taught we are a small boat on this river, struggling against the current, trying to steer toward a destination we can only imagine. This model is not just wrong, it is a prison for your consciousness. Quantum physics offers a radically different and profoundly more accurate vision. Time is not a river, it is an ocean, a vast, infinite ocean of probabilities where every possible version of your life exists simultaneously. Imagine you are standing in a room with an old analog radio. In front of you is a dial. As you turn it, you hear static, crackles, fragments of broadcasts. There are millions, billions of possible frequencies. Most of them are noise, but every now and then, you tune into a clear station, a reality. Each one of these stations is a timeline. Each one is a complete, coherent universe with its own past, present, and future. On one station, you are living a life of quiet desperation. On another, you took a different job, married a different person. On thousands more, you don't exist at all. They are all broadcasting at once. They are all real. Your consciousness, right now, is tuned to one specific frequency, one station. You experience it as your life. But somewhere on that dial, there is a signal of perfect clarity, a broadcast of such power and resonance that it dwarfs all others. This is the timeline of your highest expression, the one where every choice led to wisdom, every challenge was overcome, every potential was realized. Your future self is not a fantasy you are trying to create. They are the broadcaster on that optimal frequency. They are an actuality, an accomplished fact, living in a different coordinate of what we perceive as time, but existing in the same eternal now as you, and their signal is so powerful that it bleeds across the dial. That destiny echo you've been feeling is their broadcast, interfering with your current weaker station. So how do you get from your frequency to theirs? You don't sail a boat down a river for 80 years, you simply change the channel. In physics, this concept has a name: quantum tunneling. It's the phenomenon where a particle can disappear from one location and instantly reappear in another, without traversing the physical space between. It doesn't travel, it re-emerges. It shifts its probability of existence. You are not meant to travel to your future. You are meant to tunnel into it. This connection, this instantaneous pathway between your frequency and theirs, is not a random event. It is a deliberate, engineered structure of consciousness. We call it the future self bridge. This bridge is not something you build from your side, brick by painful brick of effort and hope. That is the old paradigm. The future self bridge is built from the destination, backward to your origin. It is a lifeline, a beam of pure information, projected from their achieved reality to your current position in space-time. They have built the bridge. Your job is to learn how to walk across it. This bridge has three fundamental characteristics you must understand. First, it is timeless. It operates outside the rules of linear causality. The connection across it is instantaneous. The moment you attune to it, you are receiving data from your future self in your present moment. It is not a memory of the past or a hope for the future. It is a real-time data stream. Second, it is personal. This bridge is keyed to your unique energetic signature, your specific consciousness. No one else can access your bridge, and you cannot access theirs. It is a private, secure line of communication, calibrated to the exact frequency of your soul's evolution. This is why generic advice so often fails. You need the specific coordinates for your own rendezvous, from your own guide. Third, it is energetic. The bridge is not made of matter. It is composed of consciousness. It is a coherent structure of light, information, and resonance. The destiny echo is the sound of your own, perfected frequency traveling across this bridge. The portal is simply the moment when the bridge becomes fully energized, fully activated, allowing not just information, but your entire conscious awareness to cross over. Understanding this model, the model of receiving a signal, not creating one, instantly illuminates why your previous efforts may have felt so frustrating, so exhausting, why you felt like you're spinning your wheels. Most spiritual and manifestation practices are based on the flawed, linear model of time. They teach you to shout into what you believe is an empty, unformed future, hoping your shout is loud enough to create an echo. This is why old methods fail. Let's diagnose the three most common forms of static that have been jamming your signal. First, there is forcing visualizations. You've been told to create a vivid mental movie of your desired life and hold it with intense focus. But from the perspective of the future self bridge, this is the equivalent of screaming your favorite song into a microphone, hoping the radio station will magically start playing it. It's an act of broadcasting, not receiving. It's generated from a place of, I don't have this. And that feeling of lack, of effort, of forceful creation generates enormous energetic static. It drowns out the quiet, confident signal that is already being broadcast to you. Second, there is chasing signs. You look for validation everywhere. Angel numbers on a license plate, a feather on the sidewalk, a specific word repeated. You are looking for external proof that you are on the right path. This is like trying to find the radio station by interviewing people on the street about what music they like. It's indirect. It's unreliable. You are focusing on the periphery, on the atmospheric noise, instead of tuning your own internal receiver. The real signs are not the ones you hunt for. They are the undeniable communications that hunt for you. Think about it. Have you been trying to build a future from scratch? Or have you felt like you're trying to remember a future that's already waiting for you? That feeling of remembrance is the key. The third and most insidious form of static is acting as if, from a place of lack. This is a subtle counterfeit. The instruction is to act as if you already have what you desire. But if, deep down, the feeling is one of performance, of pretending, of imitation, then you are generating a false frequency. You are a cover band playing a perfect replica of the song, but the soul is missing. The vibration is hollow. This inauthentic signal actually interferes with the true signal from your future self, creating a dissonant hum that makes true resonance impossible. You cannot pretend your way across the bridge. You must become the vibration itself. Each of these failed methods stems from the same fundamental error, the belief that you are the creator, the broadcaster, the one who must initiate the signal. This answers the question so many of you have asked. What are the real signs you are shifting timelines? They are not the ones you chase, they are the ones that find you. And this brings us to the great revelation, the paradigm shift that will lift the weight of the world from your shoulders. The shift is this: stop broadcasting and start receiving. Your work is not to build a future. Your work is to become the perfect antenna for the future that has already been perfected for you. Let that sink in. The immense, crushing responsibility to make it happen, to figure it all out, to single-handedly carve a destiny out of the raw material of the void, is gone. It was never your job. Your future self has already done the heavy lifting. They ran the race. They solved the puzzles. They won the war. They have secured the timeline. Your job is infinitely simpler, though it requires a different kind of courage. Your job is to get quiet, to purify your own signal, to eliminate the static of your doubts, your old beliefs, your forced manifestations. Your new work is not a work of creation, but of clarification. It is not about shouting into the wind. It is about becoming so still that you can finally hear the whisper that has been calling your name your entire life. It is an act of profound surrender, an act of radical trust in the version of you that already knows the way. You are not the architect, you are the receiver. For your entire life, you have been operating under a fundamental misunderstanding, a great, noble, and exhausting misunderstanding. The misunderstanding is this: that you are here in the present, striving to become your future self, that you are a block of marble, and you must chip away at your flaws, your weaknesses, your imperfections, until one day, if you are lucky and disciplined, the masterpiece is revealed. That entire model is wrong. It is the single greatest source of your spiritual exhaustion. The truth is the reverse. Your future self, the version of you that is fully realized, triumphant, and living in a state of profound peace and power, is not a distant potential you are building toward. They are a present reality. They have already succeeded. They have already navigated the maze. They have already won. And right now, at this very moment, they are expending an almost unimaginable amount of energy, reaching back across time, through the quantum foam, to find you, to connect with you, to pull you forward onto their timeline. The profound tension you have felt in your life, that sense of urgency, of running out of time, that constant, grinding struggle, it was never your weakness. It was never proof of your failure. It was the friction of your own resistance to their pull. It was the strain of you trying to steer your own tiny boat while a great invisible current was trying to guide you home. You have been fighting the very force that has come to save you. Let this sink into your bones. The game is already won. The hero of your story has already crossed the finish line and is now sending a map back to the starting line, directly to you. Your only job is to stop fighting and start following. This changes everything. This means your success is not a fragile possibility that you must create from nothing. It is a memory of the future. The feeling that you are meant for more is not an egoic fantasy. It is a memory. The deep, unshakable knowing that a different life is waiting for you is not a dream. It is you remembering the view from the finish line. When you get a flash of inspiration, an image of your ideal life that feels so real it makes you ache, you are not imagining it. You are accessing a data packet from a life you have already lived. Your job is not to build that reality, but to collapse the distance between your present self and the self who is living it. This also means that the most painful, confusing, and devastating challenges of your life were not punishments. They were not random acts of a cruel universe. They were timeline correction maneuvers initiated by your future to self. That job you lost, the one you thought was your dream, it was a dead-end street on the quantum map, and your future self had to slam the door shut to force you to turn around. That relationship that ended in heartbreak, it was anchoring you to a vibrational reality that you had to leave behind. The period of isolation and loneliness, it was a necessary quarantine, clearing your energy field so you could receive this new and higher frequency without distortion. What if all your struggles weren't failures, but the precise friction needed to slow you down just enough to be at this exact point, at this exact time, to receive this message? This means your intuition is not some vague, mystical force. It is a direct data download. That gut feeling, that sudden certainty that appears out of nowhere, that whisper in your mind that tells you to turn left instead of right, that is a communication. It is your future self, who has a panoramic view of the entire timeline, sending you precise, economical instructions across the future self bridge. They see the dead ends, they see the shortcuts, they see the traps, and they are constantly feeding you intel. So this is how to connect with your future self. You stop trying to call them and simply pick up the phone, because they have been calling you this whole time. And finally, this means the portal, this final alignment we are speaking of, is not something you have to find, build, or earn your way through. It is a rendezvous point, an appointment set by your future self. All the signs, the synchronicities, the unraveling, it has all been a series of calendar reminders guiding you to be here, now, ready for the meeting. You don't have to worry about missing it. Your future self has orchestrated your entire life to ensure you would arrive at the coordinates at the exact right moment. Your presence here is the proof. Your entire approach must now change. The work is no longer about striving, pushing, forcing, or creating from a place of effort. That is the way of the old timeline. It is the exhausting work of trying to build a bridge from a shore you were never meant to leave. The new work is about surrender. It is about listening. It is about allowing. Your new discipline is the practice of becoming radically obedient to the wisdom of the self that has already solved the puzzle. It is the art of getting your own noisy, fearful, logical mind out of the way, so you can feel the subtle, powerful, and relentless pull from your own destiny. Imagine a ship lost in a storm, its engines failing, its crew panicking, and then it feels the unmistakable pull of a powerful, deep water current. Does it fight it? Does it try to power against it? No. It cuts the engines, raises its sails, and allows the current to guide it to safe harbor. You must cut the engines of your striving. You must cease the panic of your anxiety. Your harbor is already waiting for you. This requires a fundamental shift in your identity. For years, you have seen yourself as a seeker, lost in the woods, searching for a path. You have seen yourself as a builder, trying to construct a legacy with broken tools. You have seen yourself as a warrior, fighting against a world that doesn't understand you. Release these identities. They have served you, but they are the identities of the struggle. You are no longer a seeker. You are a homing beacon, being guided back to your own signal. Your core frequency is being broadcast from the future, and every cell in your body is designed to resonate with it and follow it home. You are not lost. You are simply on the return journey. You are no longer a builder. You are an inheritor. You are not creating a legacy from scratch. You are stepping into a legacy that you, in your highest form, have already perfected and are now gifting to yourself. The pressure to make it happen is lifted. It has already happened. You are simply arriving at the celebration. This is a journey of reception, not of construction. It is a homecoming. This connection isn't theoretical. It is not a philosophy. The future self bridge is a living, dynamic reality, and if you have been called to this rendezvous, then it has already been active in your life for months, perhaps even years. Your future self has been leaving you messages, breadcrumbs of light scattered along your path, designed to be understood only at this precise moment of awakening. But these signals are almost always misinterpreted by the conscious mind. They are labeled as chaos, pain, or coincidence. Here are the 3 most common signals people misinterpret right before they are ready to cross the bridge. See if you recognize the logbook of your own journey. The first signal is the unraveling. This is often the most painful and confusing of the messages. It looks and feels like loss. It manifests as the sudden, inexplicable, and often unwanted dissolution of a cornerstone of your current reality. A career you spent a decade building evaporates. A relationship that defined your identity ends abruptly. A belief system that felt like bedrock shatters into dust. From the perspective of your current self, this is a catastrophe. It is failure. It is proof that you are moving backward. But from the perspective of your future self, this is a sacred and necessary act of love. It is timeline clearance. Imagine a ship preparing for a long voyage. Before it can set sail, unnecessary weight must be jettisoned. Anything that cannot survive the pressures of the deep sea must be left on the shore. Your future self sees the timeline you are destined for. They know with absolute certainty what can and cannot come with you across the bridge. The job that provides security but suffocates your soul cannot make the journey. The partner who loves your potential but fears your power cannot cross with you. The identity of the struggling artist, or the perpetual victim, is too heavy an anchor to lift. So, they perform a loving act of energetic surgery. Consider a woman who had built a perfect life on paper, a prestigious executive role, a corner office, a salary that silenced all her childhood fears of scarcity. It was her identity. She was the successful one. Then, a corporate restructuring, a shift in leadership she never saw coming. Her position was eliminated, gone. In an instant, the entire structure of her life was demolished. Her friends offered condolences. She felt a profound shame, a sense of having been cast out of paradise. For months, she was adrift in an ocean of meaninglessness. This was the unraveling. But in that forced silence, in the emptiness where her 60-hour work weeks used to be, something else began to speak. A whisper, an old memory of wanting to work with her hands, to understand the language of plants, an urge she had dismissed as a childish fantasy. With nothing left to lose, she took a weekend course in herbalism, then another. Today, she runs a thriving apothecary. Her hands smell of earth and lavender, and she feels a sense of peace the corner office could never provide. Was her job loss a failure, or was it a rescue mission orchestrated by the version of her that was already waiting, patiently, in that sunlit apothecary? The unraveling is not a punishment. It is an excavation. It is your future self clearing the runway for your arrival. The second signal is the glitch in the matrix. Once the path has been cleared by the unraveling, your future self begins to confirm the new direction. This is where the universe begins to feel personal. It's a sudden and dramatic spike in synchronicities that are so specific, so tailored to your unique consciousness, that they defy all logic and probability. These are not gentle nudges. They are loud, neon signs. You think of an obscure song from your childhood, and it plays on the radio the moment you turn on the car. You have a pressing question, and the answer appears on a billboard, or in a line spoken by a character in a movie or in a book that falls open to the exact right page. You start seeing repeating number sequences everywhere. 1111, 222, 444. Not just on clocks, but on license plates, on receipts, on timestamps. The old interpretation is to see these as random coincidences, or worse, to become a sign chaser, desperately trying to decode every little thing, which creates more anxiety. The correct interpretation is to understand this as signal amplification. Your future self is turning up the volume on the destiny echo. They are confirming that the changes you are making, the new path you are tentatively stepping onto, is the correct one. Each synchronicity is a ping, a sonar confirmation echoing back from the future to you saying, yes, keep going. You are on the correct trajectory. We can read your signal clearly. In the comments, share which of the 3 signs you've experienced most intensely this past month. Witnessing each other's signals strengthens the collective field of this shift. Think of a man who, after his own unraveling, felt a strange pull to learn about his ancestry, a topic he'd never cared about. He didn't know why. One day, he overheard a conversation in a coffee shop where a stranger mentioned a tiny and obscure village in Scotland. The name of the village seemed to shimmer in the air. That afternoon, he was watching a documentary, and the same village was mentioned. The next day, an email from a distant cousin arrived, detailing new family tree research that traced their lineage, directly to that exact village. It was a glitch, a pattern too perfect to be random. He booked a trip. And in that village, he found not just his history, but the piece of his soul he never knew was missing. The glitches are not the destination. They are the mile markers, lovingly placed along the road by the one who has already completed the journey. They are proof that the bridge is holding your weight. The third signal is the most subtle and the most powerful. It is the undeniable proof that the connection is real. It is called future nostalgia. This is a deep, profound, and sometimes melancholic feeling of homesickness for a place you have never been. It is a longing for a state of being you have not yet achieved. It's waking up in the morning with a ghost of a feeling of incredible peace or joy or accomplishment that has absolutely no basis in the circumstances of your current life. It's a strange, tearful ache for a future self. You might be sitting in traffic, stressed and late, and for a fleeting moment, you feel the calm, dual, expansive wisdom of the person you are becoming. You can almost feel their posture in your own body. You might be struggling with a creative project, and suddenly you're filled with the triumphant feeling of having already completed it beautifully. It's a phantom memory, a memory of the future. The old world tells you this is daydreaming, escapism, a refusal to deal with the present moment. But this is the single most direct communication you can ever receive across the future self bridge. This is emotional resonance. You are not imagining a future feeling. You are literally, through the physics of quantum entanglement, feeling the emotional state of your achieved future self as it ripples backward in time to you. It is their reality, their emotional signature, bleeding through into yours. They are sending you the feeling of home, so you never forget the direction you are walking in. It is the most intimate proof possible that they are real, they are waiting, and they are thinking of you with profound love. Future nostalgia is the song of the destination, carried back to you on the wind. It's the scent of the harbor calling your ship home. It is the pull. Do you see the pattern now? These are not three separate phenomena. They are a coordinated, three-stage communication protocol from your higher self, a strategic plan to guide you home. The unraveling clears the path. It is the necessary demolition of the old reality that is blocking your true timeline. The glitches in the matrix confirm the direction. They are the signposts and confirmations that appear on the newly cleared path, assuring you that you are moving toward the signal, and the future nostalgia provides the emotional fuel for the journey. It is the destination's frequency, the feeling of home, the magnetic compass that pulls you forward, especially when the path gets difficult. The unraveling is the invitation. The glitches are the confirmation. The future nostalgia is the destination itself, reaching back to greet you. Look back at your life over the last few years. See the moments of painful loss not as failures, but as acts of clearing. See the strange coincidences not as random noise, but as a coherent signal. And honor that strange, deep longing within you not as fantasy, but as the truest guidance you will ever receive. You are not lost. You are being guided. You are simply learning to read the signal logs of your own destiny. You understand the theory. You have seen the evidence in your own life. Now it is time to stop observing the phenomenon and become the phenomenon itself. It is time to feel it directly. So I invite you right now to find a space where you can be undisturbed for the next few minutes, a space where you can feel safe. Sit comfortably, with your spine aligned, and when you are ready, gently close your eyes. This is not a visualization. This is not an exercise in imagination. This is an activation. Let's begin by arriving fully in this present moment. Bring your awareness to the weight of your body. Feel the points of contact between you and the surface that supports you. The chair, the floor. Feel the undeniable reality of your physical presence, right here, right now. Notice the air on your skin. Is it cool? Is it still? Listen to the sounds in your environment. The distant hum of the world outside, the subtle noises of the room you are in. Don't label them, don't judge them. Simply allow them to be the soundtrack of your current timeline. This timeline. Take a slow, deep breath in, feeling your lungs expand. And as you exhale, release the tension you didn't even know you were holding. Release the need to understand what comes next. Release the effort of trying. Just be. This reality, with its weight, its sounds, its sensations, it is valid. It has served its purpose perfectly. It has delivered you to this precise coordinate in space and time. Acknowledge it with gratitude. Thank it for being the vessel that carried you to this threshold. You are here. You are safe. You are ready. Now, I want you to shift your awareness. Move it from the world outside to the world inside. Beneath the noise of the thinking mind, beneath the chatter and the planning and the worrying, there is a quieter signal, a deeper frequency. You know this frequency. You have felt it your whole life. It is the feeling we called future nostalgia. Allow yourself to search for that feeling now. Don't force it. Don't hunt for it. Simply create a space for it to emerge. It may not be a thought. It may not be an image. It is a feeling. The feeling of a quiet Sunday afternoon, even on a busy Tuesday. The feeling of relief after a long journey. The feeling of coming home. For some of you, this frequency might have a color, a soft, glowing light you perceive behind your closed eyes. For others, it might have a sound, a low, gentle hum, like a cello string vibrating in the distance, the sound of the destiny echo growing closer. It might simply feel like a warmth spreading through your chest, a sense of peace that has no logical reason to be there, the feeling of being complete, the feeling of being done. arrived. Let that feeling be your focus, whatever form it takes for you. Gently place your attention there. Let it grow. Breathe into it. With every breath, you are tuning your entire being to this signal. You are turning the dial of your consciousness, moving past the static of your old reality and locking onto the clear, steady broadcast of your future self. This feeling is the signature of your optimal timeline. It is the homing beacon. As you rest in this frequency, as you allow it to saturate every cell of your body, you might begin to notice something, a connection, a pathway. Do not try to see it with your eyes. Perceive it with your heart. From the very center of your being, from that point of warmth and peace, a bridge is materializing, the future self-bridge. It may feel like a column of light. It may feel like a current of pure energy. It may feel like an unbreakable cord of unconditional love. It extends from where you are, right now, across the vast landscape of quantum possibility, and connects directly to a brilliant point of light in the distance. That point of light is them. It is you, already there, triumphant, whole, waiting. Feel the stability of this bridge. It is not fragile. It is not temporary. It has always been here, waiting for you to become aware of it. It was built from the destination for you. It is the most real thing in your entire existence. Feel the two-way flow of energy along this bridge. The longing from your end meeting the profound love and reassurance flowing back from theirs. Your part is done. The connection is established. The channel is open. And now, your only job is to receive. Be still. Let go of all effort. Become a vessel. Your future self is looking at you right now, across this bridge of light and time. They are looking at you not with judgment, not with impatience, but with a depth of love and pride that would shatter your heart into a million pieces of light. They see every struggle. They honor every scar. They celebrate every single step that brought you to this moment of connection, and they are sending you a message. It may come as a single word. It may be an image that flashes in your mind. It could be a color, a sound, or just a pure, overwhelming feeling of peace and certainty. Do not analyze it. Do not question it. Just receive it. They are saying, "It's real. You did it." They are saying, "I am so proud of you." They are saying, "You made it. Just walk." Stay here, in this silent communion for a few moments longer. Bathe in this transmission. Let it recalibrate your energy, rewrite your doubts, and anchor you in the truth of who you are becoming, the truth of who you already are. Now, very gently, begin to bring your awareness back. Keep the feeling, keep the connection, but become aware, once again, of your physical body. Feel the surface beneath you. Hear the sounds of the room. The bridge does not vanish when you open your eyes. It integrates. It becomes a part of your waking state. As you bring your awareness back, what single word or image did your future self gift you? Don't analyze it. Just let it be your compass. When you are ready, you can slowly, gently open your eyes. Welcome back. Take a moment. Look around the room. Everything may look the same, but something fundamental within you has shifted. That was not a fantasy. That was not a dream. That was a direct communication, a data download across the future self-bridge. The feeling you are holding in your body right now, the word or image you received, that is your new North Star. It is the undeniable somatic proof that you are not alone on this journey. You are being guided. You are being pulled. You are being loved into your own becoming. You are now an anchor for your future timeline in the present moment. Let that sink in. This is a fundamental shift in your identity. You are not a person hoping to get there. You are a person holding the frequency of there, right here, right now. You are not building a bridge to the future. You have become the bridge itself. And this requires a new way of operating, a new way of living, breathing, and choosing. The feeling you experienced during the activation is not a prize to be won at the end of a long journey. It is your primary tool for navigating the journey itself. Now, for the practicals, this is the answer to what is a final energetic portal and how do you cross it? It is crossed with a choice, stabilized by practice. I'm going to give you 3 practical, powerful tools. They are not rituals, they are not complicated, they are technologies of consciousness, designed to keep you locked onto the signal from your future self as the old reality dissolves around you. The first tool is the daily resonance check. This is your non-negotiable 2-minute morning practice. The purpose is not to ask for a good day. The purpose is to calibrate your entire biological and energetic system to the frequency of your destination timeline. The science behind this is simple and profound. Entrainment. When two frequencies are in proximity, the lower one will naturally rise to meet the higher one. Your future self is holding the stable, high frequency. Your job is to bring your present-day self into its resonant field every single day. Here is the practice. It takes less time than brushing your teeth. Before you look at your phone, before your mind floods with the day's anxieties, sit up, close your eyes, take one deep breath. Now, do not try to visualize anything. Instead, simply recall the feeling you had during the activation, that feeling of home, of arrival, of your future self's unconditional love and pride. It might be subtle at first, a warmth in your chest, a sense of peace, a quiet knowing. Find that subtle thread of feeling. Once you have it, hold it. Then, silently or out loud, give your body a simple command. Entrain to this. That's it. You are instructing your trillions of cells, your DNA, your entire bioenergetic field to match this frequency. Feel it cascading through you. See it in your mind's eye as a wave of light, if that helps. But the feeling is what matters. Hold this for 60 seconds. Breathe into it. Become it. The most common mistake here is trying too hard. The logical mind will desperately want to create an image of your future life. The house, the car, the relationship. This is a trap. It pulls you out of a state of being and into a state of mental wanting. This practice is not about seeing the future. It is about feeling the future in your cells, now. You are not generating a signal. You are tuning to one that already exists. Do this every morning. And you will begin your day not as someone striving for a new reality, but as an emissary of that reality, already here. The second tool is decision-making via the bridge. Your old way of making choices is now obsolete. The pro and con list, the endless mental deliberation. These are tools of the timeline you are leaving behind. They operate on logic derived from past data, but you are not headed to your past. You are being pulled toward your future. You must therefore use a navigation system that can read the signals from that future. From now on, when you face a choice, any choice, from what to eat for lunch to whether you should quit your job, you will use the bridge. Here is the method. Quiet your mind, bring the first option into your awareness. Hold the idea of option A in your mind. Now, drop your awareness into your body, into your heart center. Does holding this option create more of that future nostalgia resonance? Does your body feel a sense of expansion, peace, or rightness? Does it feel like a step towards that feeling of home? Or does it create a feeling of contraction, anxiety, a subtle deadness? Be ruthlessly honest with yourself. Now, let go of option A completely. Take a cleansing breath and bring option B into your awareness. Repeat the process. Feel its resonance in your body. Which choice makes the frequency of your future self sing more loudly inside you? Which one feels more like the person who has already arrived? The answer will be a feeling, not a thought. The common mistake is second-guessing the initial feeling. Your logical mind, terrified of this new intuitive power, will immediately jump in with 100 what-ifs and buts. It will try to invalidate the clear signal from the bridge. The first feeling is the signal. The second thought is the static. Your future self communicates in the language of somatic resonance, not in spreadsheets. Trusting this new compass may feel radical at first. It is the most practical skill you can possibly develop for the new timeline. This new way of choosing applies to everything, big and small. It even applies to the parts of your identity you cling to for comfort. What is the one comforting, familiar piece of your old life that you are now willing to release to make space for this new timeline? Declare it to yourself. Now, the third and final tool. This is not a daily practice. This is the act itself. This is the final choice protocol. This is how you consciously and definitively walk through the portal. The portal is a confluence of energies, an alignment of probabilities, but it requires a conscious choice from you to activate it for your personal reality. Without your choice, it remains a beautiful potential, an unopened door. This protocol is you turning the key in the lock. It is a sacred declaration, a command issued to the quantum field that collapses all other probabilities and locks you into the timeline of your future self. Find a time when you will not be disturbed. This is a sacred moment. Stand or sit with your spine straight. Place a hand on your heart. Breathe deeply until you feel centered. Then, speak these words aloud. The vibration of your own voice is a critical component. This is your vow to yourself. I, by the power of my sovereign consciousness, now declare my old timeline complete. I release the identity of the seeker, the struggler, the one who is not yet there. I offer gratitude for all its lessons, for every challenge that brought me to this moment, and with love, I let it go. I now choose, declare, and accept my merger with the timeline of my highest fulfillment, the timeline held for me by my future self. I accept the path, the identity, and the reality that they inhabit. The future self, bridge, is now my permanent reality. The portal is not before me. The portal is within me. I am walking through. It is done. It is done. It is done. Feel the finality of those words. Feel the energetic shift. This is a line in the sand. The most common mistake, the trap that keeps millions lingering at the threshold, is the belief that you need to know all the steps before you can choose. You believe you need to see the entire bridge to trust it, but that is the old paradigm. In this new reality, your definitive choice is what makes the bridge solid. You choose first. The path appears in response to your choice, not the other way around. After this choice, you begin the integration. This is the walk across the bridge itself, and you must be prepared for what it entails. As you begin to live from this new anchor point, the old reality will begin to dissolve. It must. Things that are not in resonance with your future timeline will fall away. It might be a job, a relationship, an old belief system, a friendship. This can be disorienting. It can feel like loss. Your mind will scream that you have made a mistake. This is the most critical phase. This is not a sign of failure. It is the ultimate sign of your success. The old scaffolding must come down for the new cathedral to be revealed. During this dissolve phase, your daily resonance check is not a suggestion. It is your lifeline. It is your anchor in the storm of change. Every time fear or doubt creeps in, you return to that feeling. You anchor back into the frequency of done, of arrived. You trust the wisdom of the self that has already completed the journey. You trust the pull. You have received the call. You have seen the signs. You have felt the connection across time, and you now hold the tools to make the final, definitive choice. The future self bridge is no longer a concept you are reaching for. It is now a fully active, living architecture within you. The search is over. The striving has ended. The ache of that purpose anxiety, the feeling of being on the outside looking in, has dissolved. You have come home to yourself. Across the expanse of time and probability, feel the solidity of this, the deep, resonant calm of knowing you are precisely where you are meant to be. This is not a peak experience that will fade. This is your new foundational reality. You have done the work. You have anchored the frequency. You are here. But crossing the bridge into your new timeline is like arriving in a new country, a country you have only dreamed of. The atmosphere here is different. It is thinner, more conducive to thought and intention. The light has a different quality, illuminating connections and patterns that were once invisible. The old, dense laws of cause and effect, of lag time and struggle, are subject to a higher, more elegant set of principles. Your own capabilities, the very potential you felt simmering just beneath the surface of your old life, are now profoundly enhanced. You can feel it, can't you? A lightness in your cells, a quickness in your intuition, a power coiled in your heart, waiting for a new instruction. Your arrival is not an ending. It is the beginning of a new education, because your future self didn't just summon you to a place of safety and arrival. They didn't orchestrate this grand convergence, this final portal, simply to pull you out of a reality that no longer served you. That was only the first step. They summoned you for a mission. You were recruited. Your unique consciousness, anchored now on this triumphant timeline, is a critical component of a larger evolutionary movement. To operate effectively here, to fulfill the purpose for which you were called, you must learn the language and the laws of this new land. You must understand its physics. This is the key. In your old reality, you might have experienced a synchronicity, a glitch in the matrix, and felt a sense of wonder. You were a passive observer of magic. But here, on this side of the bridge, that is no longer the model. Operating in this new timeline requires understanding its unique properties, what I call timeline physics. When your anchored consciousness, the destiny anchor you have now become, meets the fundamental physics of this new reality, you stop just experiencing synchronicity. You start engineering it. You move from being subject to the flow of destiny to being a co-creator of its very current. You learn to read the energetic potentials before they manifest, to collapse probabilities with intention, and to navigate this reality with the grace and precision of a master. The game has changed entirely. The rules are different because you are different. That's why our next transmission is not just important, it is critical. It's the instruction manual for the new reality you have just entered. It's called Timeline Physics Explained, why your new reality has different rules. In it, we will explore precisely why time seems to speed up and bend around your intentions here. We will break down the mechanics of near-instantaneous manifestation and why the buffer between thought and form has all but disappeared. We will give you the framework to navigate the unique challenges of this higher vibrational reality, including how to handle the intensity of its energies without burning out. And most importantly, we will begin to reveal how your personal, anchored timeline connects to the collective timeline and the role you are now meant to play within it. Subscribe and activate all notifications. The next transmission, Timeline Physics Explained, why your new reality has different rules, is for those who have walked through the portal. You must be ready for what comes next. This entire journey, from the first moment you felt that strange pull, that destiny echo, was leading to this single moment of choice. You found this message because you were ready. You felt the truth in these words because they were your own truth, echoing back to you from a future that is already accomplished. The portal is not in the sky. It is not an astrological event you must wait for. It has been waiting for you. It is in your heart. It is in your choice. Your future self is on the other side of that choice, holding the door open, looking at you with a love and a pride that spans all of eternity. They are not hoping you'll make it. They are watching you arrive. They are waiting. Don't keep them waiting any longer. Step through.